to
She's
call the
coming.
meeting. Is she coming?
Yep, for some reason she thought it was 11:30. She's hopping on.
Okay, all right. Well, we can wait just a minute for Kelly then.
I think our
But
last one was
if this ever happened, one of you would just call the meeting to order and then just follow the agenda down and we conduct the business as long as there's at least 4 of you here. But we'll see if Kelly gets in here in just a sec.
Did say she was coming.
Okay. Well, she's got to go out to her car, I'm sure.
Yeah, she got to start the car,
Get the air conditioning going. Oh yeah, because she has Acellus students at home, doesn't she?
Yes. So that's why she goes out to the car. Well, privacy things too. There she is.
Hi, Kelly.
Morning, Kelly.
I apologize. Thought it was 11:30.
It's
My
okay. We were
fault.
talking about how you were probably struggling to get to your car.
Yes. Okay. So I'm so sorry, guys. I really had this down in 11:30 in my mind.
You're fine.
Okay. So we'll note that we called the meeting to order late because of my oversight. We have Tony, Susan, Carrie, Andy, and myself. So we definitely have a quorum. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being on time. And I apologize that I wasn't. I was on time in my mind. Okay. We'll call this meeting to order for USD 348 Board of Education special meeting. May I have an approval of the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded. Carrie moved, Susan seconded. All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, our singular item on the agenda this morning is the the contractual proposal for substitutes. And I'm going to let Mr. Dorothy chime in on that. I know he forwarded the information, the contract, and along with the proposal. I hope everyone had a chance to review that. But Mr. Dorothy, if you can speak a little bit more to that, and then if board members have questions about that.
Well, I'll talk a little bit. I think Cindy has done a lot of analysis on or at least as close as she can get on estimates for cost and that kind of thing. So I think that's important also. Most certainly, we looked at this same company 2 years, 3 years ago. It's been a little while ago. We really liked them then, but there is a cost involved. We really like the system and what they do and what they can take off of our people here in the office. But we decided at that time that we would not go with them. And so we didn't go on that. So now we've reached our present time, which is we're down to about 4 or 5 subs that will work each day. And we're not really filling even 50% on a number of our days. We've had a few more subs come in the last few days, and Megan's been working them through, but we are in dire straits short on subs. The day will come when our teachers are not just being quarantined, they're going to have flu, they're going to have other things, plus they're going to start wanting to use their discretionary days for things. So they've been pretty good to us with the fact of knowing that we don't have very many subs. So a lot of them have been just kind of staying and avoiding discretionary days. That won't last forever. So we decided, and Cindy really kind of came to me and said, do we really want to close schools because we can't staff them when we haven't tried everything? And my feeling is that's probably true. If I'm going to close, then maybe I ought to close because we can't get the building staff. The immediate questions are going to go, well, you know, have you tried this? Have you tried to go out to a service? And so we felt that now was the time because we're so low. This is their full-time job. I know they've been in the Eudora district for years. They've been there, and Eudora has always liked them. But they're now into the districts around us. Eudora would be a close one. Lawrence is another. I believe Wellsville is in the same boat we are. They're processing to join because of the same problem. But they have about 10, 12 districts that they work with right now and have about 480 substitutes. We could have access to some of those 480, but if it's a Lawrence substitute, we don't get to pull them away from Lawrence. They would go to Lawrence first. If they don't get a job in Lawrence, then they could come to Baldwin and they can send them to us. So there would be some availability of some of those subs if they would come to Baldwin. Most certainly our own subs here would go, are our priority. They stick with us. But then if they don't get a job here on a certain day, they could go work in Lawrence or Eudora close by through Morgan Hunter. So it would give our subs even more opportunity to work other jobs. They just would work for us first. Our substitutes would become Morgan Hunter's employees. They would no longer be our employees. Corey would no longer be the person that pays them or has to figure up their timesheets or spend time on that. And Megan would no longer be the person that onboards them and does all the paperwork and hiring to get them going. They would no longer be doing those things. Morgan Hunter takes care of all of that. Anyway, that's why we're going this direction. It's why I wanted to talk to you, because I think, in my opinion, the sooner we get this going and started, the better off we're going to be when it comes to flu season and other times when I know our number of teacher absences are going to go up from where we're at right now. We've been lucky, even with the number of teachers that have had to quarantine. I think we've been lucky that our number each day has been low, but today is a good example. There were 9 openings for teachers. 5 of those got filled today. Today was a better day than it's been this year. In many cases, we would have 2 or 3 subs would fill on certain days because even the ones that we have don't necessarily want to work every day. So they kind of pick and choose their days. So we're getting about as many days out of them as we can get at the present time. Do you have any questions?
Well, I just want to be clear and be sure that, and I'm 99% sure that even if we're saving, the human capital is a huge benefit for Corey's time. I also know that personal experience with them in Eudora, as well as those that I've spoke with, it doesn't guarantee that we're going to always have more subs. I think that when you said they now become employees of Morgan Hunter, because other districts pay more, they have the choice to go there. And I think that Eudora has run into that problem, that they don't get subs because they'll choose the places that pay more. So pay is a factor, a variant also in this, and how to secure subs. But I just want to make sure that we're aware that it's not a guarantee we're going to always be able to fill.
Right. Susan, I agree with you. I think we need to raise the amount. We're at $100 a day. Budget wise, I think we're going here. I think the day comes, we have to get that per day amount so that we're more competitive. We were at $90 for years, and then finally made the move to $100 a day. I think we need to try to set a goal to get to 110, but again, it's additional dollars. Even though $10 doesn't seem like much, it adds up when you talk about the whole pool and every substitute that we get. So I'm not saying that we couldn't do that. I did have Chris suggested, well, what if we raise that significantly? Would we get more? I don't know in this time. It's kind of like the bus driver thing. We raised that salary, the hourly rate on that quite a bit of money. And our present loyal drivers got the benefit of that. But I don't know how many more new drivers we actually got because we raised the money, to be honest.
Well, I just want to make sure that the benefits outweigh the cost for
Sure.
how we're going into this. If our goal is that we want to save some human capital with Corey's time, and also that we want to have a access to a bigger pool of subs, but if we aren't filling the positions, and investing in this company, just thinking about making sure the benefits outweigh. However, we also fill Paris through this company, right? Is that true?
We'll fill our own paras.
Okay.
Special education co-op teachers will be filled with them, and we'll send the bill on to the co-op.
Okay.
That's how Eudora does it. But I don't think they do the paras, but our system, ASOP, finds our para subs if we've got them. We have very few people that will take the para jobs right now. Most of our para jobs are going unfilled because we only have a couple people that will do para jobs. So yeah, so that'll still be on us, but they will fill all of the teachers for us.
Okay.
Cindy, do you have some things you'd like to talk about on the finance side of this?
I mean, really, you received my estimates that we're talking about, and if this were a typical year, we're talking about roughly 20% net cost over what we've been paying, which is roughly $25,000. You guys know we don't have budget room for that. And so Chris had mentioned taking it to the CARES money. We're going through the CARES and Sparks money really quickly. And I don't yet know what that's going to look like on a regular basis now that we've gotten started in the year. How much health and sanitation supplies are we going to go through? So there's not a huge resource there either. And so if you guys approve this, I would like to allow it to be charged to contingency potentially. We could look at where we are at the end of the year with the CARES money and then make that decision. But if we want the possibility of using contingency, that has to be a board action.
And that doesn't have to be a motion today necessarily, just an idea. Or do you need a motion now, Cindy, or can they make that in May?
It would need to be part of the motion that we allow it to go to contingency if needed.
Right.
Because otherwise we run the risk of not remembering, towards the end of the year. So it's just safer to do it now. And then we have that availability.
Okay. All right.
Well, I like that also that we can evaluate this year to year to make sure.
Yes.
That, yeah.
It's a year-to-year contract. So if it doesn't go the way we think it should go,
Yeah.
certainly at the end of this year, we can have an out. So it's not like a 3-year contract. It's a year-to-year contract with them.
Well, I'll make a motion that we use money from contingency to sign into a partnership with Morgan Hunter.
Thank you,
I'll
Susan.
second. I'll second.
Okay, Susan has moved and Carrie has seconded that we go ahead and proceed with the contract with Morgan Hunter, and possibly allowing that to be to come out of authorizing that to come out of contingency if need be. All those in favor of accepting that motion, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, all those opposed? Sorry, just got to do the scroll through. Okay, motion carries 5-0. Great, that's it, everybody. We just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Thank you, Carrie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Tony. All right,
Yep.
Carrie moved, Tony seconded. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, meeting adjourned. Thank you, Paul, Cindy.